Hey guys, and welcome to Petrol Head, and welcome to a beautiful sunny day here at my beloved Goodwood. Next to me is a good friend of mine, Angus. Welcome to the channel, sir.
Good to see you.
This guy is a huge petrol head. We met at a Festival of Speed and have talked cars on many occasions. You might even have seen him when I took the pups on their first track day. But have you ever thought, if you're a massive petrol head, but you are in a wheelchair, how do you get to drive your car? Well, I did. I asked him the question. He said, well, come along and I'll show you. So let's jump in, go for a spin and find out how. So, I reckon we go and explore some of my favourite reviewing roads.
Yep, good idea.
Yeah. So, first things first, you are a petrol head.
Oh yes.
Always have been.
Always have been.
So you've loved driving.
Yeah.
So when did you first start to drive?
I was actually taught to drive at school. At college really, because when you're disabled you can start driving lessons at 16.
Really?
Yeah, 1 year
wow,
early.
Didn't know
because,
that.
Well, the thing is, because people have to, disabled drivers have to learn in adapted cars,
Yeah.
it takes longer. I mean, with me, because I could only learn in the college car, the college adapted car, it took 2 years between my first lesson and my instructor saying, I think you're ready for your test.
Yeah.
Because the problem was, because I couldn't practice on an ordinary car at all during the holidays,
Yeah.
I had these big gaps, especially the summer holidays, 8 weeks of not driving.
That's never any good. It's never any good for someone who's having normal driving lessons and not having to use an adapted car.
Yeah.
It's a nightmare.
And then my instructor said, I think you're ready for your test, and put me through. And
Did you pass first time?
yes.
Oh, bonzer.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, I did pass first time.
So, we've already seen when you get in the car, so you have limited use of your legs, but those aren't able to be used when you're driving.
No,
really. So,
no, I don't use my legs at all.
talk us through the adaptation, because when I came this morning to meet up, and I had absolutely no idea about how the car was adapted, but it's so simple and very mechanical. So what have you basically got?
Well, this one is very simple. It's this is the most basic adaptation system you can get, because there's all kinds of different systems. This one is there's a lever on my right hand that I hold in my right hand,
Yeah.
which is attached by by a pedal system.
The brakes work.
The brakes work. Yeah, the brakes work.
Okay. Yeah.
No,
so
yeah.
there's literally that mechanically is connected.
Yes. It's connected by a couple of rods, which are under the steering wheel, attached to the steering column, and then the other end of those rods are a pair of collars that are attached to the pedal legs, clamped to them, and it's set up in such a way that in this case I push down, as I just demonstrated, I push down to brake and pull up to accelerate.
Wow.
And the rest of the controls are all done just with my fingertips.
Yeah.
On the stalks as normal, really.
Wow. So what happens if you let go of that lever? Has it got like a spring to fail safe back to off throttle? So you have to have that on there all the time?
Yes.
And that's, I guess, why you've got the little knob on the wheel as well, or is that just for slow speed manoeuvring?
That's for slow speed manoeuvring and parking and so on, because, I mean, I use the steering wheel with one hand,
Yeah.
but as you can see, it's in its normal position at the moment.
Yeah. Has the car got cruise control?
Yes.
And does the cruise control work okay?
Works absolutely as
Oh
well.
wow, so on a motorway that'd be
It's
mega
great.
easy.
And this cruise control is radar adapted. So
Oh mate,
if I
that's
come-
wicked. And obviously it's an automatic car.
Yes.
Have you got paddles as well?
Yes.
You have, so you could use those as well if you wanted to, but I guess that might be difficult on the upshift, because the upshift's on the right hand side.
It is, but I can just about reach
Just
it.
as the true boy racer, he's like, right, how am I going to use a right hand throttle
Yeah.
and the upshift on the right hand as well?
Yeah, yeah.
Wow, so that's really cool. see, he's got the boy racer in him's going already. This is one of my favourite bits of road down here. So, I guess when you're needing a car adapted, it really depends on what your disability is in terms of what your how the car's adapted for you. There must be a massive spectrum of.
There is a huge spectrum of different adaptions.
Yeah.
And all kinds of things. I mean, you can get different kinds of accelerators. You can get them as a sort of a ring that goes around the steering wheel,
Yeah.
which are actually push accelerators rather than pull.
Yeah.
And I suppose it really depends on what you learn. You know, I mean, I learnt on this system, and I used to have a little switch at the top here, the first couple of cars I had, which controlled the indicators with my thumb.
Yeah.
After I kept forgetting to cancel it, because it doesn't automatically cancel, I thought...
That's like driving a caterer.
Yeah, I thought, nah, I'll just stick with the ordinary indicators, thank you.
Wow.
So,
that's really, really cool.
Yeah. So, but no, it goes from this very basic, pure mechanical system right up to, I mean, I used to live in the Midlands, and a mate of mine up there broke his neck when he was a child, and he's now quadriplegic, and he drives a long wheelbase van, doesn't really have much use of any of his limbs. He drives, get this, a long wheelbase van entirely controlled by his head, his chin and his tongue.
Wow.
I am not kidding, I've seen him do it.
Wow, that's incredible.
Yeah, watching him park a long wheelbase VW transporter was a bit scary.
Yeah, wow. That's quite impressive, actually.
Yes.
And you're doing your advanced motoring as well at the moment?
I am. I'm doing the Institute of Advanced Motorist driving course at the moment with a view to. I actually had a lesson first thing this morning, and the instructor said he's hoping to put me in for my testing early to mid-January.
Oh, brilliant. Another mega bit of road.
Oh yeah.
One of my faves.
Yeah.
So, talk to me about Motability. So, I guess, I reckon lots of people have been into a garage, and often you'll see in dealerships, they'll see Motability scheme approved and stuff.
Yes.
So, Motability, they assess people who potentially need a car and basically get the car.
Motability is a charity that provides subsidised transport for people who have difficulty getting around. I mean, for example, most people in wheelchairs find it very difficult to use public transport. Because it's very difficult.
Because it's rubbish.
Partly because it's because
I can't even begin to think how much of a nightmare it must be getting on a bus in a wheelchair.
Buses, and I mean, I just don't use buses unless I have absolutely no choice. But trains, which I have had to use from time to time, is just so complicated because you need to rely on other people to use the ramps to get you on and off, and make sure that it's all pre-booked. It's just. I've done it.
Sucks.
I've done it several times recently, and it sucks in a major way.
For you, this car. I mean, you were saying you do like 25,000 miles a year.
Yeah, I do.
This is it for you. This is how you get around.
I picked this car up brand new on the 21st of March this year. With 8 miles on the clock, and as of right now, 16,615.
Wow, that's hardcore.
That's from the 21st of March this year.
So, the way that you're being assessed, or generally people with Motability scheme cars being assessed, is changing.
It's changing, yes.
And there's a potential that you might lose the benefit of this car.
There is.
Which is rubbish.
There is, because the criteria is changing quite very significantly.
Yeah. So we're not going to kind of get into the details of that, but I bet if anybody is watching and you've got a Motability car, I bet you know all about the pain.
There is a rather, for me, quite scary chance that I might end up losing Gertrude here. So if that becomes a possibility, then if that becomes a reality, then the only thing I'll be able to do is I will be forced to pay market value for the car to keep it. Yeah. I had to pay a fee, and then it's basically it's not my own car technically. It's leased, and for 3 years. At the end of 3 years, the system starts again, and I choose another car. And if I have to,
so having that taken away is pretty bad.
It's pretty scary.
Yeah.
And when you consider, but as I say, when you consider that how difficult it is for me to use public transport, get on and off buses and everything, I would be very much stuck in my home without the ability to just get in my car.
And financially, like, you know, there's no way you're just going to be able to pay market value for this car.
No.
So, you're going to start a GoFundMe page.
I am going, yes.
I am going to put the details of that GoFundMe page in the description below.
Yes.
Let's just stop for the appreciation of this amazing corner, shall we? It's wicked.
Oh, this, yeah.
It's a brilliant corner, this.
Yeah, it is a great corner.
So yeah, we're not doing this video just to kind of, you know, raise awareness of your GoFundMe page, but as you've got one, I'll stick it in the description below. And it's just one of those things, I guess. I appreciate that budgets need to be addressed and looked at and stuff, but you rely on this car so much, to lose it would be
completely
really, really rubbish.
Because fun fact about me, I suffer with quite severe anxiety, and when I got the notification that my system is being shaken up and reassessed, it just sent my anxiety into complete overdrive. I had several weeks of bad nights. My appetite went straight out the window. It didn't do my mental or physical health any favours whatsoever, because my ability to have any kind of normal life, social life, work, get out of my home, any of that, pretty much completely depends on being able to drive. So the very real possibility of having it taken away is frankly utterly terrifying. I mean,
do you know what? One of the things, having had a chat with you, is we all take so many things in life for granted, and having a car, and I know not everybody's lucky enough to have a car, but having a car, you kind of, if you're able-bodied, you just have a car and you don't really think too much about it. But if that is your lifeline to getting around, and open the taps, no! Bit of kick down. She goes.
She does go a bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's a quick girl.
So I'll put the link below, and I will keep a watching brief, sir. We will report back to see how things are going on the car. So come on then, let's do a proper car review now we've found out how you drive it.
Yep. Okay.
GTD.
Yes.
Cracking looking car, really nice spec. Love the tartan heritage seats.
These are the standard off the shelf factory seats. They're really good, because this is basically the diesel version of the GTI.
Yeah.
184 brake. The 0 to 60 is booked at 7.6.
Yeah.
She doesn't hang around.
No,
she doesn't.
No, very smart, mate. Very smart. No. So, how about we head back to Goodwood,
right,
and we go out in the clubbing?
Oh, that'd be good.
So I'm in my long term, and my JCW clubman, and Angus was like, "Can you take me out in the clubman?" Because we need to try one.
We do.
Yeah. So let's head back to Goodwood and go and have some fun. Ready?
Yep.
She lifts her skirt.
She does go, son. Okay. Yep.
Manual paddle wise, I'll go to the paddles. Now, I think we need to do a launch.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
So we definitely need to do a launch.
We definitely need to.
So
yes.
Let's go and find a straight bit of road.
Yep.
And do a launch. Have you done launch? Have you been in a car done launch before?
No.
Excellent. See, I've got basically traction control off, sport box. So foot all the way to the brake, and then. There you go, there's your first launch in the JCW Clubman.
Be likey. I want one of these. I want one of these.
Now, I reckon you could adapt this. You need your little lever here.
Yeah, as long as it's an auto with 2 pedals, you can fit it in pretty much anything.
So, it's that sad time where we have to draw the video to a close, even though we're having such good fun.
Oh yeah. But,
mate, I have to say, I've found today fascinating.
Oh, I'm glad.
To see how your car's been adapted. Mega little car as well.
Yeah.
Really good fun.
Gertrude's good fun. Yeah.
Really good fun.
Yeah, it's a good car.
I really hope that things work out and the assessment goes the way you want it to and you manage to keep hold of it.
Yeah.
It would be a travesty if you were to not have a car.
It would be, well, it would make life very, very difficult.
Yeah, but guys, I hope you've enjoyed it. I just wanted to do something a little bit different. When Angus and I met at Festival of Speed, and he's been a long-term subscriber, and we had a chat, and I just thought this film would be fascinating, and I've really, really enjoyed it. It really has been. Hope you've enjoyed the JCW Clubman as well.
This car is just so much fun. I want one of these.
Yeah, exactly. But guys, I hope you enjoyed that. If you have done so, please give me a thumbs up. Comments below are always welcome, and if you haven't done so already, please subscribe to Petrol Head for plenty more content to come. And I'll see you on the next film, guys. But you take care. Drive safe.